Hello, everybody, and welcome to SATV's coverage of Shaler Titan Swimming. We have Dave Mano on the microphone tonight, along with
Ed Circone.
Ed Circone is kind enough to help out SATV tonight. He is a booster father here with the swim club, and he will be filling in all the details with the swim event tonight versus Penn Trafford. It is senior night here at the Scott Avenue Elementary School Swim Center, and your Shaler Titans will be taking on Penn Trafford. We'll be introducing the seniors to you momentarily.
Okay, our first senior this evening is Miss Olivia Devon. Olivia is escorted by her parents, Isabella. Olivia is a 4-year varsity swimmer. Her swimming events are the 200 Medley Relay, the 200 free relay, the 100 breaststroke, and the 50 free. Future plans are attending Auburn University in the fall to major in kinesiology. Her words of wisdom for her teammates: keep up your positive team attitude, and remember having fun is your #1 priority. She'd like to give special thanks to my mom, dad, grandparents, and coaches for dealing with my craziness. Her awards and achievements are High School Honor Roll, Titan Award, Student of the Month, and my favorite gym class hero. What swimming has taught me: after 11 years of competitive swimming, she has learned to love sharing her knowledge of the sport through coaching, teaching, and helping those with special needs learn to swim. Her most memorable moment is cruising to states in the minivan and harassing Keith continually, and surviving our stay at the Murder Motel. Olivia's quote is, "Successful people keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit." Senior Olivia Devon. Next senior is Miss Jenna Stanton. She is escorted by her parents, Erica and Marty. She is also a 4-year varsity swimmer. Her events are the fly and the freestyle. Future plans are to attend Ohio University and major in engineering. Words of wisdom for her teammates: live in the moment. Don't wish these years away, because things will change quicker than you think. She gives special thanks to all of her family, her coaches, teammates, and her friend Allie for supporting her over the years. Her awards and achievements are highest honor roll throughout high school, Rookie of the Year as a freshman, Women's MVP sophomore and junior year, and Coaches Award junior year. What swimming has taught Jenna: she's been swimming competitively since she was 10 years old, coached the Shaler Summer League, and plans to become more involved with coaching in the future. Her most memorable moment is breaking the Shaler 200 Medley Relay record freshman year at Whitfields. Her quote: ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. Senior Jenna Stanton.
Welcome back to SATV's coverage of Shaler Swimming. Dave Mano along with Ed Circone. Ed is a booster parent and swim enthusiast, and he'll be bringing you all the color analysis of the meet tonight, the Shaler Titans versus Penn Trafford. It is senior night here at the Scott Avenue Elementary School Swim Center. They're introducing the various swimmers at the moment. Coach Keith Simmons told me earlier that Penn Trafford is a force to be reckoned with, but Ed, swimming is more about individual performances. Is that correct?
Yes, swimming is a great sport because of both of those reasons. So, individual as well as team. So what you have here, Dave, is the medley relay. One swimmer, there's 4 in total. Each swimmer swims 50 yards, 2 laps of the pool, 1 of each stroke.
Now, are we looking for a WPIL cut in this particular event?
Yes, we are, yes.
And which swimmer do we want to focus on here?
We actually want to focus on lane 3, which lane 1 is the far side of the pool, as going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here is our near or bottom lane. So lane 3.
Now, lane 3 we have from Shaler.
Yes, that is Lydia Nebbiolo. She's a junior this year for the Titans. In lane 5, I think we might have Lauren Muckle. As you can see here, a nice lead of lane 3 off the wall. Lydia, again, is one of our better swimmers. Up next now is Isabella Circone.
I think you know who she is.
Yes, that's my daughter.
Let's go,
So that's
Isabella.
a good start here. And what she's swimming here now is the breaststroke, which is the most technical of all sports, of all the strokes.
So what class is Isabella in, Ed?
She's a sophomore this year. Yeah, she's in the 10th grade. She is holding her slight lead over the breaststroker from Penn Trafford in lane 4 here. Off next is Jenna Stanton, who is our senior, one of our seniors this year. She will be swimming the butterfly. Close race. Virginia Lesnett there actually is in lane 5, going in 3rd place now. It just came into the water, swimming the butterfly.
Racing against the clock or each other?
Both, actually. Lane 3, we definitely want to try to hit a qualifying whipwheel time. We'll see how close that'll be. That's Katie Sullivan now as a freshman, is swimming the anchor or the freestyle relay portion of this relay.
This is the last leg, right?
Yes, it is. Katie's a freshman.
A nice turn at the end.
We're here to wait for the results. Yes, the girls did qualify for the 200-yard medley relay. Congratulations to Shaler. That's a very big accomplishment tonight.
We have a WPIAL cut finalist here. We have something to cheer about here at Shaler tonight. And these swimmers are amazing athletes. Having a daughter swimming, you can tell us firsthand. Does she follow a strict diet?
Yes, definitely during the season. Actually, it's a higher carbohydrate diet because with all the workouts they do they do give up while in the water. Is very important to definitely keep your carbohydrates up. And yeah, there is a strict diet. Now these here now are the boys. Now for the same event at the 200-yard medley relay, these guys have already qualified for our WPIL championships. So in lane 3, I think that's Mr. Michael Giazzoni. Or please don't quote me.
How about you recommend they spray paint numbers on them next year?
Definitely would work. Definitely would help. Yes. I should have my lineup in front of me.
In the backstroke
Shaler is pulling. Off now on the breaststroke. Again, the most technical of all the 4 strokes. The guy from Penn Trafford is pulling a slight lead to Shaler in lane 3 on the turn.
Boy, they must really be able to show off at the lake or the vacation swim.
Yes, they can. Swimming's definitely a top sport. Mr. Justin Adamance is going off for Shaler here in the butterfly leg of the 200 medley. Justin is a junior. he has already qualified in a couple of individual events, the 100 butterfly, 100-yard butterfly, and the 100-yard backstroke, I think, to my knowledge.
This is our first event of the evening.
Good race here.
Medley.
This is junior Mr. Peter Lesnett is going off for the freestyle leg. A very close race, as you can see, between the two swimmers.
This is the last leg of the 200 medley.
Got to all focus on the turn. In the 50-yard freestyle, the flip turn is very important.
Shaler with a slight lead. It's going to go down to the wire, folks.
Peter's doing an excellent job.
Be right on this finish. It's going to be a Titan victory in this one. Way to go, Shaler Titan.
Look at the times. Clean up all the times.
Okay, then 3, the girls 200-yard freestyle.
There it is.
For Penn Trafford in lane 2, Haley 2. Lane 4, Alyssa 2. Lane 6.
Okay, Dave, now we're going to be starting our individual events now. We're actually going to be starting here with the 200-yard freestyle. 200-yard freestyle is 8 laps of the pool. Girls, and then it repeats each event for the boys.
How much of a focus do they have on actually beating Penn Trafford?
More so tonight, to be honest with you, I think it is about the whip-heel cuts. And with those times comes wins. That's great. What's great about the sport of swimming, it's quantifiable, which is really important. But, again, it's an individual sport as well as a team sport. So you worry about your own times, and the rest will take care of itself.
Well, Penn Trafford has some pretty cool swim caps.
Yes, they sure do. And I'm going by memory here, but I'm not sure if that's Miss Katie Sullivan here in lane 3, again with lane 1 being at the top of your screen, in lane 6 being at the bottom.
Well, you need a lot of endurance for this particular meet.
Oh, yes, you do. There will be one event later, which is the 500-yard freestyle, which is actually 20 lengths. That's brutal. Yes, it is. With this particular race here, a lot of people question whether it's a sprint or a distance event. Again, I was a swimmer, and I used to like to break to 450s. So 450s of the pool, and then you're done. But it's a very hard swim because you don't necessarily know how to swim it until you swim it quite a few times.
Ed, what would you say is the hardest part about swimming? The breathing, the strokes, the kicking?
I would think the buoyancy. If you can actually learn to get your body pretty buoyant in the water, that would be the most single biggest thing. Then you'll see all variations of strokes and all that. Some are faster, some are slower, but I would say buoyancy would be the hardest thing to learn about swimming. That core body would be very difficult placement in the water.
One thing I did notice is how smooth they all appear. They just slice through the water. It looks so effortless.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than what it looks like, but actually another thing about the sport of swimming is, one perspires or sweats a lot. You would never think that, though, because you're in the water, but you're actually really sweating probably more than basketball or baseball or football or soccer, too.
So they can get dehydrated despite being in the water?
Water is key. Yes, definitely have a water bottle with you all times. That was a good race there by Penn Trafford. As you can see, lane 4 did take first, and lane 2 took second. But again, I think that was Katie Sullivan. Great swim for her as being a freshman. Again, I'm not sure about her exact time, but it seems to be pretty good to me. This is Olivia Jarzanka here in lane 5 for the Titans. They finished up.
Ed, what can you tell me about the temperature of the water?
Indoor pool temperature is usually about 81 degrees. That's usually, pretty good. It seems a little bit warm, but again, it's indoor ambient, when the ambient temperature outside is about 84 of the indoor pool here. So it feels pretty good. You want to keep it a little bit cooler because, again, you work out in it. So just as a recreation swim compared to a competition pool, even 2 or 3 degrees really makes a big difference.
Now we have the boys. This is the 200 still?
Yes. Oh, they got
200 freestyle. We have Shaler swimmers in lane 1, 3, and 4.
5.
I apologize. Shaler swimmers are in lane 1, 3, and 5. Penn Trafford 2, 4, and 6. Penn Trafford with the white swim caps and your Shaler Titans in the navy blue.
This is Jake Picassa here. He's a sophomore for the Titans. He's a really hard worker, and as you can see, he's right there on the hip of the Penn Trafford swimmer. He's one of our more distant swimmers as well as a breaststroker.
When he's swimming like this, can you tell where your competitor is? Does he know how close he is to the guy in the next lane?
You're really not supposed to look too much. My coach used to say a horse with blinders always work, but yeah, you do see them, especially on the turns. You can take a look, take a quick look there on a turn and find out where your competition's at. But it's really hard here. Now they will have one more 50 after they touch the wall here.
So the pool is 50 yards long?
It's 25 yards long, so 2 laps is 50 yards.
Oh, correct, okay.
So as you can see here, this last is important. This is where you really want to try to turn them on. Both swimmers, as you can see, are really turning on. They're coming into the finish here. Jake's really trying hard, but as you can see, Penn Trafford swimmer out-touched him all the time.
Good effort. Very good effort.
Very good swim for Jake. He's a hard worker. Hayden Brophy here in lane 5 is coming in. He's finishing up pretty good, strong too. And I can't see who's in lane 1. I apologize. Good swim by our
Titans.
Titans.
On here tonight. Very nice crowd on hand tonight.
We always bring a great crowd here. We get a lot of support. Swimming's like a fraternity. Very well. These all parents and swimmers, and they have external visitors just to come and see and enjoy the sport of swimming. Again, it's an individual sport as well as a team sport. So,
again, you're watching senior night here at the Swim Center for Shaler Titans. Olivia DeBon, who will be heading to Auburn University, and Jenna Stanton, who will be heading to Ohio University. Those are your Shaler seniors, and the best of luck to them tonight. We'll be keeping a close eye on them.
Okay, Dave, now our next event here is the girls. It's the 200-yard IM, which stands for individual medley. Again, a lot like the Medley Relay, our first relay at the beginning of the meet. These girls swim a 50, or 2 laps of each stroke, starting with butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. Should have a good race here.
And we'll be keeping our eyes on lane 3 and 5. Dave Mano along with Ed Circone. Ed Circone is our color analyst tonight, and he is definitely doing a good job filling us in on the details of the swimming event. We welcome you to Shaler's coverage of Shaler. And the bell sounds and they're off. Again, our focus for the Shaler Titans is lane 3 and 5. Lane 1 is empty.
As you can see here, Dave, Lydia is a little bit behind the butterflyer from Penn Trafford. Butterflyer is not one of her strongest strokes, as the next 50 leg will be the backstroke. Hopefully she'll be able to catch her here a little bit.
All right, I noticed she didn't do the spin turn.
That's right. On this medley relay, you actually have to complete each stroke to that stroke. So, for example, you had to finish on her breast or on her front. Well, as on this backstroke, she has to finish while on her back and then swim the next stroke. So it's actually 4 strokes in one race.
Great information. As you can see now, it's the backstroke portion of the event.
Soon to be following with the breaststroke, which again is the most technical of the sport. Now lane 4 there from Penn Trafford. She did do a crossover turn. That takes a little bit of time to learn, but she actually pulled it off pretty good.
And after a meet like this, is Isabella completely wiped out?
it does take a lot out of you. You know, usually you swim, you know, you could swim two individual events in one relay. You swim 3 and sometimes 4 events. And even though it doesn't look like a lot, it does take a lot out of you because it's a very short and precise race that you really have to focus not only your physical ability, but your mental ability as well.
Now, will she be right back in the pool tomorrow?
Yes, she will.
I guess that includes a stop for fast food on the way home?
No, I'm not sure what she's going to have. Maybe pizza.
They got to keep
Again,
those
carbohydrates are good, yeah.
Good race by Penn Trafford. But as Coach Simmons told me earlier, Penn Trafford is quite the force to be reckoned with here in the WPIAL.
Good swim at time around 2:28 for Lydia. It was a okay time for her, but I'm sure she's pretty tired after that event. But again, that's one of the hardest events that they do swim. So congratulations to all the girls that swim this event.
Again, a very, very nice crowd here on hand. The bleachers are full for this next to the last swim meet. Come on out this Thursday as the Titans will take on
the Fox Chapel Foxes.
That's Thursday night here at the Scott Avenue Swim Center.
Okay, this should be a good race here, Dave, between Justin Adamants, who's a junior here at Shaler, and the Penn Trafford swimmer in lane 4. So between lane 3 and 4, this should be a good race.
Again, lane 1 is empty. Penn Trafford in lane 2, Shaler lane 3, Penn Trafford 4, and Shaler 5. Little maintenance issue going on here at the end of the pool. What is that they're adjusting it?
Yeah, so what they are is they're actually touch pads. So when the swimmer comes in and finishes the race, they actually touch that pad there, and it electronically reads up onto the board that you see at the finals. So there are also backup timers. That's the parent volunteers that you see there. We have a backup in case one of the timer pads don't work or somebody doesn't touch them. So there's a couple different ways, and also there's also what's called a pickle, which is also the electronic version of an off timer that they take. So there's actually 3 ways that they can take the time during each event.
So for a photo finish, you can count on pretty much the electronic timer.
That is correct.
Which takes away any human error element, if you will.
That is correct.
It's the breaststroke here.
Butterfly.
The breaststroke.
This here is the butterfly, Dave.
The butterfly, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is the first leg here. They actually swim the butterfly first because it's most grueling or the most difficult of the strokes. They like to get that out of the way first, and then they'll be followed by the backstroke. It's a good race here we got. Now, Justin is a backstroker, so we'll see what the Penn Trafford swimmer has.
Boy, they're almost neck and neck halfway through. Well, it's amazing how they just glide through that water. Nice push off there, lane 3.
They're getting ready to come to swim on the breaststroke portion of our relay next. There, right there is a prime example of 2 types of turns you can swim with during the medley. Let's see.
Well, this looks like a grueling event there. That's the breaststroke, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the breaststroke, Dave. And yes, it is. You know, swimming only 2 laps of each stroke you would not think would be difficult, but it surely is. The swimmer in lane 2 is actually picking up here closer on Justin, but I think Justin should have enough left in the tank on this freestyle or the last portion of the IM here.
Penn Trafford's going to win this event rather handily. Time of 1:48.
And if you could look down at the bottom of your screen here, I'm not sure if you can get that into camera mode, but it's going to be a close finish in lane 5 and 6. Pulling down to the end. Good race. Wow. Big round of applause for these guys, man.
For the Warriors in lane 2, Isabella Circone.
Okay, Dave, now this next event is the girls 50-yard freestyle. This is actually the quickest or the shortest race that they have here tonight in the WPIA swimming lineup.
Lane 3, Isabella Circone. Lane 5, Medley Relay.
Ed's daughter, Isabella, in lane 3. Let's keep an eye on her in this event. This is the 50 freestyle. And they're off.
Get two, go, two. As you can see, you need to pull it all out in this event here, Dave. It's so important to have a fast turn. Go off the wall.
In lane
Do not breathe out of the turn is so important.
3. It's going to be close.
Shaler has a slight lead there in lane 3. All the way into the wall and finish hard.
She got it. She got it.
Great
Congratulations
race.
to you, Ed.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, that's a pretty intense race right there because it's only the 2 laps. It's a very interesting and intriguing event. Isabella had a good swim there that time at 26:57 is not a bad time for her. But I'm sure she'll be happy with that race.
Isabella Circone taking home the gold in that race.
So, Dave, this next event now, we have the 50-yard freestyle for the boys as well. This should be a pretty good race here, too. Shaler in lanes 3 and 5. That's Peter Lesnett and Ryan Rupert for Shaler.
So we've got Peter in 3 and Ryan in lane 5.
Yes. Good start by Peter. Let's see. Penn Trafford has a slight lead at the turn. Peter's trying to catch him. Again, you need to have everything right on this 50-yard freestyle because it is so fast.
Great race, just a hair behind.
Great race. I must tell you there, that time of 23:16 by Peter just missed the WPIL qualifying time of a 23:10 to my knowledge. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so now what we were going to go to a break for about 15 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll catch you on the other side.
And we are back with the Shaler versus Penn Trafford swim meet.
This is Jenna Stanton here in lane 3 for Shaler. She is one of our seniors, one of our 2 seniors tonight. She is a butterflyer, and I must mention she is also up on our record board for this event, the 100-yard butterfly.
That's Jenna Stanton, our Shaler Titan senior.
As you can see at the 50-yard mark, she's doing pretty well. In lane 5, we have Virginia Lesnett. She not only swims the butterfly, the breaststroke, she is also the singer of our national anthem at the beginning of our home meets.
We're keeping an eye on Jenna Stanton in lane 3.
This last 12.5 yards is very hard. She really needs to pull and try to hit a whip your cut time. Let's see. Yes. She did hit the whip your time again in that 100-yard butterfly. I think it was a flat, which means a 1:01.00. So she actually beat it by 0.13 of a second. Great swim, Jenna, and great swim to Virginia, too, in lane 5.
In lane 12, the boys 100-yard butterfly. The Penn Trafford lane 2, Evan Elsinore. Lane 4, Austin Kopatek. And lane 6, Dante Mapasaki.
All right, Ed, what event we have here?
The next event now is the boys 100-yard butterfly. Again, this is 4 laps of butterfly, which is the most grueling of the 4 strokes.
We just saw the women's version, or the girls' version.
Yes.
When does it turn from girls swimming to women's swimming?
Yeah, whatever you feel like saying, to be honest with you. Yeah, women's, girls, yeah, girls, boys, men, women's. I use them interchangeably. So in lane 3 for the Titans, you have Ryan Rupert, and in lane 5 you have Michael Giazzoni.
Rupert and Giazzoni for the Titans on this event. That's lane 3 and 5. You want to keep an eye on the blue swim caps. Penn Trafford in the white. You're watching SATV's coverage of Shaler swimming. Nice to have you on board. It is senior night. We are celebrating Jenna Stanton and Olivia DeBon, Shaler seniors, and the boys are off. The butterfly event. 4 laps. That's lap number 1 in the books. Lap number 2 now in the books. This is the 100-meter breaststroke.
Butterfly.
That's what I said, butterfly.
It's funny. As you can see there, Dave, it looks like the Penn Trafford swimmer is definitely a very good butterflyer. Doesn't look like he's slowing down at all, but as you can see, there's a close race between lane 2 and lane 3. Ryan's really trying to pull up this final lap here. Coming into the wall, the Penn Trafford swimmer just out-touches Ryan, but again, a great swim. This butterfly is a very, very hard stroke.
I keep getting confused between the breaststroke and the butterfly. They're sort of similar looking from the stands.
Actually, Dave, to be honest with you, a lot of it is similar. It's the butterfly is overhanded, and the breaststroke is underhanded. So a lot of the arm movement is the same, but it's actually under the body compared to over the body. The kick is a little bit different because you have what's called a propulsion kick, where it's a from the knee kick portion in leg compared to the butterfly, where it's more like a dolphin or a mermaid kick. So a lot of it is similar, but again, they're both very, very grueling strokes.
Does Isabella have college plans yet?
Not so much. She's a sophomore. She definitely wants to try to get into the nursing field. I think it's very important. She likes to care for people in the work. She is a current lifeguard at the Crawford Pool at Kiwanis Park here in Shaler Township. So,
is there swimming in her college future, perhaps?
I hope so. Not only does college teach them, keep them going with the sport of swimming, it also teaches them dedication and commitment and time commitment. And I think it's great for a swimmer, again, not Division I or Division II, but any sport in college and any level of collegiate sports is great for, I feel, everyone.
Now, you can speak to the dedication, I'm sure. I bet there's a lot of early mornings for Olivia. I'm sorry, for Isabella.
Oh, yes,
and
there
Olivia
are.
And
all the swimmers, yes. So, Dave, here, this event here now is the 100-yard freestyle, which is 4 laps of the freestyle. This is pretty much classified as a sprint. Looks like we have Katie Sullivan in lane 3. She's a freshman for the Titans. In lane 5, Lauren Muckle for the Titans.
Very hard to identify the swimmer.
Lane 1, I'm not sure who that is. I can't see, but She's all swimming very good. Looks like the swimmer in lane 2 there from Penn Trafford is finishing first, followed by Katie Sullivan, who's our freshman. Penn Trafford, Shaler, Penn Trafford, and Shaler. Great swim by all the girls in that event.
Next up, event 14, the boys 100-yard freestyle.
The boys 100-yard freestyle coming up.
Lane 4, Nick Graziano. Lane 6, Jake Edwards. For the Titans in lane 3, Peter Lesnick. And lane 5, Derek Forrester.
Again, Shaler swimmers are in lane 3 and 5. Keep a close eye on those lanes.
As you can hear all the cheering in the background, Dave. I mean, it's a great sport. Not only does it pump up the swimmers, but it really makes for a great atmosphere.
Well, speaking of atmosphere, this facility is packed tonight. The bleachers are full of fans from both Shaler celebrating senior night and Penn Trafford visitors.
At the first turn here, it looks like it's actually a very close race.
We've got a tight race here in lanes 2, 3, and 4. Got Penn Trafford ahead just by a hair over Peter in lane 3. This is going to go down to the wire. Listen to this crowd.
Very close race, and Peter as well is trying to qualify for a whoop-your time with a 50.8. Let's see what this time is going to call. Oh, again, he just missed the whoop-your time at a 50.8. Lane 3, Peter Lesnick went a 51.11. Great race, though, as you can see. That's how it's the two swimmers there were separated by 3/100ths of a second.
But it was a Shaler victory in
that was a great race. Again, a lot like the 50-yard freestyle, where it's a pretty intense race, not as grueling as the 200 freestyle, but a great race.
That one was fun to watch.
Now, Dave, this next event is the 500-yard freestyle, swum by both the men's and the women's. Starting here with the women's, this is 20 yards. Or 20 laps of freestyle. So
this is our brutal event.
This is our brutal.
The longevity one.
Yes, it is brutal. 20 laps. So as you can see down the left end here, once the camera does pan, you'll see that actually it's so grueling and brutal that they actually have counters down there to let you know what lap you're on. So they
we'll
is
bring
what
that
they
up
are.
Again when they get to that point, because I think it'll be very interesting for our viewers to see.
Again, this is 20 yards, so 20 laps freestyle. It might not look like they're swimming too much. But as we pan in, you can definitely see that they're on sticks. They're held below the water. They're letting them know that they're on the first lap, and they have 19 more to go. Swimming for the Titans in lane 3 is Lydia Nebbiolo. Who's actually qualified for the WPIL championship meet already in this event. So tonight she's actually swimming this event to see how close she can get to this time, beat it, or see where she's at. But
what kind of time can we expect for 20 laps here?
Well, I'd like to see her swim about a 5:35, maybe about 5 minutes and 35 seconds. That's a pretty good time, maybe 5:30. Again, to give you a little indication, the whoop-your time for the women's 500-yard freestyle.
Well, that is a long time to swim nonstop.
Is a 5:27.50, so 5 minutes 27 seconds and a half, 27 and a half seconds, which is a qualifying time. I don't know if she'll be there tonight with that time, but again, about 5 minutes and 30 seconds would be a good time for Lydia.
Well, she is certainly out ahead of the other swimmers. All Penn Trafford swimmers.
That is true, Dave. And one thing you're looking for at this event, even though it seems like 20 laps is a long time, how I always like to break it up was, swimming per 50. So if you can swim, each 50 for 10 50s at 34 seconds, then you know that you're on track or on pace to hit a certain time in your head. So, again, back to the counter cars that you see there. If you see them going up and down in the water, that means that you want the swimmer to pick up that time because they're falling behind the allotted time that they were supposed to swim. If you swung side to side, that means they're on pace to hit their time that they want to be in.
Well, how do these markers down here know the time?
They should know where the times are at, and they communicate before and talk it over because these guys are picked. They're just not delegated to. Is that Livia down there? Liv is actually, by all means, she's a senior, one of our 2 seniors tonight, so she knows what she's doing.
Ed, at what point do they struggle with fatigue in an event like this?
Well, I always like to say, Dave, that, usually after you get your first 200 down or first 8 laps, you really get into a grind or a groove. So once you can feel your pattern and stay in that groove, it's almost like every lap, as long as, again, you hold that time, that's what matters. So it's not like you decrease throughout the race. In fact, sometimes during this event, they tell you to maybe, hold off on your kick until that last, 150 because, even though you're supposed to kick, it exuberates a lot of energy. So sometimes if you can hold that kick and really pull it on that last 150 during that 500 to really kick that second gear, that's what matters too. So again, it's up to the individual the swimmer of how they do swim. But Lydia is a very well-trained athlete, so she can pretty much hold her times throughout the race.
Now, Ed, would the speed that they're maintaining right now, would this be the equivalent to a jog versus a sprint?
Yes. Definitely what we saw earlier with the 50-yard freestyle and even the 100-yard freestyle. There, you're putting all the gas out of the tank, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, 100-yard dash.
Right, that's the 100-yard dash. But this is more of a longer event, maybe a mile swimming or running or something like that where, again...
Well, 5 minutes, you can't sprint for 5 minutes, that's for sure.
No, and you have a lot of lactate built up in your muscles, so that definitely plays a toll here in a while as they swim too. But Lydia's doing an excellent job. She's really not slowing down much.
Now, is there any studies that this is a more grueling event for the men than the women or vice versa?
No, it doesn't matter. Long as it has to do with your training. Again, once you get to your collegiate levels and things, you have workouts and swim programs designed specifically for the events that you swim. So it's really important to basically try to do that in practice. And then, again, your body is tuned to perform in a race. These guys are definitely well in shape, and I'm sure she'll be fine.
Now, the number right now is 17, which means that was her 17th lap?
Yes. So when she finishes this wall down at the other end, it's going to pan into view. She will have a 50 left. So you'll hear a marking symbol here to let her also know that this is the last 50 design. That there is a reminder that she has 2 more laps to go.
That's 1 down and 1 back.
Yes. 25 yards.
Now the red sign means it's the last leg?
Yes, that's last. Rather than saying 19, that's definitely says 19 there in the bright red. She's finishing off strong here. Come on now, we want her to get in. Even though this is 20 laps, still very important to finish this race and finish it strong. Great time for her. Great time for Lydia. I misspoke. I thought she'd be about a 5:30. She's at a 5:27.87. Again, just missed the Whitfield time, but she already has that, so good to show that she can repeat it.
It's just hard to fathom swimming 5 straight minutes, 5.5 minutes. I can't watch TV for 5.5 minutes.
It's tough. You ask what did you used to think about? Well, I don't think about 20 laps. Put something in your brain that says, hey, this will make me go. Some people listen to music before they swim. Unfortunately, you cannot race with headphones in your ears. But, before the hand, just try to pump it up and put yourself in green grass and high tides forever or something. I'm not sure.
Now, can they hear the crowd in the pool?
They can. Again, when they take their breathing, they can look and they see the coaches or the other swimmers on the side of the pool really pushing them along. So they can hear when they lift their head for breathing and such.
We're waiting for the final Penn Trafford swimmer here in lane 6.
Right, and they will take because again this is 20 laps, the officials give them a little bit of time to recoup and to get some of that lactate acid out of their muscles, so they're allowed to swim a 50 nice and relaxed in whatever fashion they seem fit, just to again try to relax.
I'm just curious, Ed, what is the depth of the pool?
The deep end here actually is 11 feet 6 inches, I think. Actually 10 feet 6 inches, and then it actually graduates up to a shallow of 3 foot 6 inches. So you know, as you can see, they must enter the pool in the deeper end of the pool. Heaven forbid. I mean, even though these are race competition starts, they still should enter in the deep end of the pool as they do here, because you don't want
diving, obviously.
the diving, and you don't want them scraping off the bottom of the pool. I'm showing my time a little bit, or you know, my age a little bit, Dave. But when I used to swim here at Shaler, we actually started down in the shallow end of the pool. And
what was the thinking there?
I am not sure, but I must say that definitely nobody's ever scraped their face or any part of their body, so we made it out fine.
Now, there's no diving boards here. Do you know the story behind that?
You know what, I'm really not sure why the diving boards, they used to be here back in the day, but again, Dave, I'm not really sure as to why they don't have them anymore. It's unfortunate because we do have one diver here as well, because it is Shaler varsity swimming and diving. It's Genevieve Zabo is our diver as well, and she practices diving down at the University of Pittsburgh, and then we're allowed to dive at away meets. So pools that do have boards, she dives on behalf of Shaler area Titans at their pool. But here at our home meets, neither team can dive because the facilities don't allow it. So there are no points scored. And diving is treated as an individual event, the same as any other individual event.
So the points don't add into the team total?
That's correct here at Shaler.
Okay, now we have the men's version of the 500. That's 20 laps. What kind of time are we looking for here, Ed?
Well, in particular, I'd like to pay attention to Jake Bacassa in lane 3 for the Titans. He is very close to the WPIL qualifying time. For this event, I think you need a 5:08 flat or a 5:08.5. Give me a minute here, Dave, and I'll get you the actual time. It is a 5:08 flat. So the last few meets, Jake has been very, 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 very close, within a couple hundredths of a second. So towards the end of this race, you will hear lots of cheering going on because, again, he is trying to qualify for our WPIL final championship meet.
Now we have a Maverick here in lane 6 with no swim cap on.
They do. It's kind of funny. You see a lot of caps, but what I'm particularly looking at is the swimmers that don't swim with swim goggles. That there would be a little bit more crazy because there's a lot of chlorine in these pools. So.
What kind of effect does that chlorine have on a swimmer who's in the pool practically every day?
Oh, well, the chlorine, it does a lot of things. It kills a lot of bacteria and really helps you from there, but it does a lot of toll, especially on bathing suits. I mean, thank goodness they do have goggles, and when they practice, they swim with the goggles on as well. So, I mean, not so much. The hair maybe is a little bit sometimes thinner from all the chlorine, and the bathing suits don't last too long, but all in all, the chlorine is not too bad. We also do, not here at Shaler, but they're also bromine swimming pools as well, which is sort of like a salt mixture as well. But Shaler has a chlorine filtration system here, and it works out pretty well.
How about yourself, Ed? Do you still swim? I'm sure probably not competitively at this point, but do you still get in the pool and swim like you used to compete?
I do try to swim. In fact, funny, Dave, it's funny you bring that up. Every year I try to also organize, we have an alumni meet here at Shaler area for the last 10 years or so. So we really try to get the alumni swimmers back that swam on the Shaler area team. So if anyone is watching this video and they were a past swimmer, we'll take anyone from 1965 to whenever. We'd be happy to have you join. But usually the time of that meet is the shortest day of the year, usually around December 21st. We like to try to have it on a Friday night. And we try to go out somewhere and catch up with some good drinks and food to really catch up. But again, swimming's a very fraternal sport. And So, yeah, I still try to swim every once in a while.
Now, do you hold that event here at the Scott Avenue facility?
Yes, it is. Here it usually starts around 6 p.m. We try to have warm-ups about 5:30 p.m. And we do have a Facebook page. I work with some people, alumni, that puts it up. And I would say, you know, search under Facebook for Shaler area, Varsity Swimming and Diving Alumni Meet or something of that. Again, with these search engines out there on these social networking sites, you will find it. So be on the lookout on Facebook.
Sounds like a very fun event.
So again, to comment here on Jake swimming, he looks to be on track. Again, he needs to hold about under 32 seconds per 50 to qualify as a 5:08 flat in this event. But you're really going to start hearing a lot of cheering because he's really trying to hit this whippeal time.
He is on lap number 15 at the moment. 15 out of 20. We're just going to keep ourselves here, let you watch the action here because it's 5.5 minutes of nonstop swimming.
So, Dave, as you can see, Jake just actually swam that last 50-yard freestyle with a 31:05, which puts him below the targeted time to swim. So, as he comes into the wall here, we definitely want to see where he's at. Again, the horn sounds. It shows that it's the last 2 laps of the swim. He really needs to bring his feet and kick here. We're looking for a 5:08 flat.
See him turn it on. Boy, does that take some endurance there. What an athlete. Last leg. He did it. 5:05.77.
That's a great swim for Mr. Jake Picasso. That qualifies him for our district's meet at the WPILs. Again, the qualifying time was a 5:08 flat, so Jake was well under that time. So congratulations
Almost
to Jake.
3 seconds under. Great job. Exciting event.
Dave, that 500-yard freestyle, you have to swim it at least 5 or 6 times to really get a feel. Again, it's 20 laps. So it's very difficult to gauge how you're trying to swim it, but as you can see, it truly paid off. We still are not done with the race. We need the swimmers to finish up. Lane 2 just finished up. Okay, great race.
Way to go, Jake. A 5:05.77. He was trying to beat 5:08, and he did it handily.
Okay, Dave, our next event will now be another relay event, which is the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay. So there are 4 girls. Each of the girls will swim a 50 or 2 laps of the pool. All freestyle. The Titans here were also is going to try to qualify for this event for the whippeal qualifying time.
This is a relay race.
The girls need a 1:37 flat to qualify in this event for our WPIL championship meet.
Isabella Circone, and Jenna Stanton. And for Shaler in lead 5, Lauren Mucker, Medley Relay, and Jenna Stanton.
This will be a pretty intense event.
Got lanes 2, 3, and 4 and 5 occupied. Again, it's a women's relay.
I'm sorry, Dave. I actually said it was a 137 flat here. That was the guys or the men's time. And we need a 145 flat to qualify for our WPIL championship. Going off the second leg is Isabella Circone. She has a slight lead on the second leg. She needs to really kick it up. So again here, we're looking for a 145 flat for the girls to qualify in this event. Good turn by Isabella. Pulled out a slight lead for the swimmer from Penn Trafford. Katie Sullivan is going off. There's a third leg. She's really going to come in close. As you can see, it's a really close leg. And going off in the fourth leg is senior Jenna Stanton.
And the time again she's trying to beat Ed.
A 145 flat.
And she enters the pool at currently at 131.
She really needs here now. It's going to be really close here. She needs to come 10 seconds. That's going to be close. Come on, Jenna.
137, 138. 139, 141, 142.
Nope.
That was a 25-second lap there. 145.
As you can see, they just missed the WPIL qualifying time at 145 flat, so they were 0.72 seconds away. They'll get it.
Very good effort.
Okay, our next event is event 18, the Breaststroke Yard Freestyle Relay. Penn Trafford, lane 2, Dante Napasanti. Jake Edwards, Dante Parcheesi.
Now, Dave, we have the men's 200-yard freestyle relay. Again, each of the swimmers will swim 50 or 2 laps of the freestyle.
Evan Del Sidor and Austin Prokovic. The Shaler, lane 3, Peter Lesnick. Michael Giuseppe, Austin Deweese, and Ryan Rupert.
The boys for the Shaler Titans have already qualified in the WPIL championship meet for this event.
We're on swimmer number 2 out of 4 here in the 200 relay.
Looks like Peter might have had a cramp as the first leg of that freestyle relay. He looked to be a little slow, but now he looks to have a little cramp. But again, this is a relay event, so it's up to the other swimmers to make up the difference. Shaler is a distant second, but it looks like they did pull away from the lane 2 swimmer from Penn Trafford. Ryan Rupert is the last one.
Penn Trafford's really pulling away with this one.
Again, Dave, what's great about this sport here is even though it looks like Penn Trafford did pull away with this one, Ryan himself, even though he's swimming, is swimming for his best time individually. So again, as long as they can actually improve their time every time they have an opportunity to swim, you consider that a win in the sport of swimming.
If I'm not mistaken, Ed, there's 4 more events.
Yes. So now we're done with that relay of the 200 freestyle relay. Next we'll have the girls 100-yard backstroke, which is 4 laps of backstroke.
Lane 4, Amanda Graves. Lane 6, Kayla Mint. And for Shaler, lane 1, Jen Sabo. Lane 3, Lauren Muckle. Lane 5, Olivia Josika.
Is the pool 25 meters or 25 yards?
25 yards. So indoor pools are 25 yards, which is considered short course yards, a short court yard pool.
It looks a lot longer than 25 yards.
It does. It sure
compared
does.
to a football field.
Well, that's 100 yards. So, yes. So 4 of these would equal 1 football field. Now, they do have outdoor competition in the sport of swimming, which are 25-meter pools. So, you know, do the math there. It's about 3 foot longer. So meters, again, are longer than yards, which is sometimes people, they might hit a certain time in an outdoor pool and they're pretty discouraged because of the fact that it's 2 or 3 seconds slower than what they can swim. But, again, the distance is longer. So definitely.
What's the reason for the lack of consistency there?
I guess the indoor pool now, the NCAA and the PIAA all use short course yards. Now, this summer, 2020, is the Summer Olympics. In the sport of swimming in the Olympics, it's a 50-meter long course pool. So, again, that would be 2 of these pools times the meter. So, 2, it's called a long course meter pool. Do the math. I'm sorry, I don't have my math off the top of my head, but it's a lot longer.
In the Olympics, that is an individual sport, swimming?
Yes, it is. So they actually place, you know, the gold, the silver, and the bronze medals. They have qualifying times. That was a good swim there for Lauren.
Next, event 20, the boys 100-yard backstroke. For the Warriors, lane 2, Tom Morelli. Lane 4, Ben Yentz. Lane 6, Ryan Ropes. And for the Titans in lane 3, Justin Adams. And lane 5, Michael Giazzoni.
Again, this next event is the men's 100-yard backstroke. Each of the swimmers will swim 4 laps on their back.
Did you happen to hear if they announced the 50-50?
I did not. This should be a good race here, Dave. Justin Adams has already qualified in the 100-yard backstroke here for a WPIL district meet. Looks like Penn Trafford also has a good swimmer here as well. And Michael Giazzoni down here in lane 5. He's a sophomore here for the Titans, having an excellent swim as well.
First time tonight we've seen Titans
be close.
together
Justin
in
needs
lane
to
2,
keep-
3, and 4. Oh, sorry, 3, 4, and 5.
We come down to this last lap. Hopefully Justin here can hold on. Finish time of a 57.73. Not a bad time for Justin. Again, he's already qualified for a WPIL championship meet in that event, so consider that a good swim. Michael Giazzoni down there at a 106.75. Good swim for him as well. Congratulations to both of the Titan swimmers.
There's a lot of downtime for the swimmers at these events, I noticed.
That sometimes makes it hard because you have to get back out. Now, this next event is the girls' 100-yard breaststroke. Again, this is one of our most technical sports. It's 4 laps of the breaststroke.
For the Titans in lane 1, Olivia Devon.
Olivia Devon in lane 1 is our senior, one of 2 seniors, along with Jenna Stanton. Lane 3, Isabella Circone. And lane 5, Virginia Lesnick. Now you need a 112 flat. The girls need a 112 flat in this 100-yard breaststroke event. See? I'm not down there. That's what the holdup is. I'm not down there.
You're watching SATV coverage of Shaler swimming. We're in our next to last event tonight. This is the girls' 100-meter breaststroke.
As you can see, the technicality behind this stroke, there's a lot of moving parts here. Looking at the first lap is Isabella Circone. Touches first. Still have 3 more laps to see definitely where she could pull out.
Notice a lot of parents videotaping with their phones.
We have 2 more laps or 50 more yards of the breaststroke. This is really where she needs to pull this out here now. At the third turn, it looks like Isabella Circone is touching. It's a very close race between lane 3 and lane 5, Virginia Lesnick. It's all going to come down to this last 25. Really bring it on. As you can see, it was really close. Congratulations to Virginia with a time of 1:14.76 and Isabella Circone in third place with a time of 1:15.29.
For Penn Trafford, lane 2, Austin Valenza. Lane 4, Jake Edwards. Lane 6, Dante Borchisi. For Shaler at lane 3, Austin Luis.
Now, Dave, we have the boys in the same event, the 100-yard breaststroke.
Again, come on out Thursday night, February 13th, for the Shaler Titans taking on the Fox Chapel Foxes here at your Scott Avenue Elementary School, the Shaler Swim Center. That will be the Titans' last regular season swim event before the
Whippeal district meet.
Where's that held, Ed?
The WPILs are held at the University of Pittsburgh down at Trees Pool. Yeah, Dave, they're held at the Trees Pool down at the University of Pittsburgh on February 27th and 28th. It's a Thursday and a Friday in the morning.
Now, I assume they have to take off from school.
Yeah, they actually do get a free. They're allowed to, if you do qualify as a part of the relay team or an individual event, you do get that day off, so to speak. I mean, by all means, they do make up their homework. And
So they're already winners.
they are already winners. And you know what? It's kind of funny in this 21st century with all the virtual networking and all that. Don't quote me on what kind of virtual blackboard that the Shaler uses, but I'm sure it's a great one, and these kids are learning every day. As you can see here, Shaler is doing fairly well in this event. Great swim by those swimmers. Okay. Congratulations. All right, Dave, now what we are here is we have our final event of the evening, well, for the girls, and then we have one more event for the guys. But this is the 400-yard freestyle relay, which, again, there are 4 swimmers, each swimming 100 yards or 4 laps of the pool. All freestyle.
That's a long event.
Yes, it is. So
our last one of the night, though.
It's not quite as bad as the 500-yard freestyle because that's the same swimmer swimming all 20 laps. So even though this is only 16 laps, each swimmer swims 4, so it's not too as bad. So
again, you are watching SATV's senior night coverage of the swim team, celebrating seniors Jenna Stanton and Olivia DeBon. So our last event of the night, the 400 freestyle relay, women's.
now, Dave, one thing I'd like to mention here, if you look here, Jenna Stanton, who's one of our seniors, is swimming the first leg of this 400 freestyle relay. She's able to swim it first, and the time that she gets on the first leg could qualify her for our WPIL championship meet. Again, because she started with a dead start and the beeper, this does allow her to try to swim the time for our district meet. The second, third, and final swimmer, it does not count for because, again, what they do is they go off of it's what's called a flying start and not a dead start. So that is what she's trying to hit here, and the time she's trying to reach for this event is a 55.90. So
She came in at a 101.
she was a little bit off. I think that is Olivia Jarzenka swimming for the Titans in lane 3. Next going off the Titans in lane 3 would be Natalie Eliars. She is a sophomore for the Titans. This is a pretty interesting event because of the fact that each of the 4 legs, they have a finish, and, you know, the next swimmer goes. So they look to be pretty energized every 4th lap. So it really looks like they're moving fast. So this is a great event.
Penn Trafford with a healthy lead.
Yeah, again, they're a good team here at Penn Trafford. They have been good for many, many years. Now, I must mention here, Olivia DeBon is, again, one of our 2 seniors, along with Jenna Stanton. This is their second to the last
more
meet.
Successful. They got better water over there in Trafford.
You know what? I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. You can make it a joke where they have hard water, which is piped water, and soft water, which is natural spring water or what have you. Maybe it's easier to swim through the softer water that they have out there in Westmoreland County. I have no idea. But again, it's a great program out there, and it has been for quite a long time. Liv has 2 more laps here to finish. She's finishing here.
Ed, is that Isabella right with the coach over there?
Yes, that is. Yeah,
She's got some guns on her there, pal.
Yeah, yeah.
She gets that from her dad, right?
Yeah, I guess so. And her hair. That's one thing about, I always, say I don't have any hair left there, Dave, but, I look at my daughter and she has long hair, so at least I know it's somewhere.
Didn't go to waste.
Yes. Well, great swim by the Penn Trafford Warriors and the Shaler there for the girls.
This is the same race now for the boys. It's our last one of the evening. Our senior night will be concluded.
For the Titans in lane 3, Jay Picasa, Ryan Rupert, Derek Forrester, and Justin Adamits.
Here we go, our last event of the evening, a freestyle 400 relay.
Leading off is Jake Picasso, who's a sophomore for the Titans. At the end of the 50, Penn Trafford has a slight lead.
Ed, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for filling in with your swimming expertise. It was phenomenal. It gave the viewers an opportunity to really know what's going on here.
Well, I thank you, Dave. I appreciate the opportunity. Again, I apologize. I'm no professional color commentator, and I try to do what I can, but I really appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for allowing me to comment on the sport of swimming. It's a great sport.
It's totally the pleasure of SATV, and we hope to have you again.
Well, thank you very much, and I'll be here for the next couple years. So the next time you guys are around, I appreciate the opportunity, and hope to see you guys around.
Well, we look forward to that. Again, we're in our last event here on senior night, celebrating Jenna Stanton and Olivia DeBon. Congratulations to those Shaler seniors who have demonstrated a lot of tenacity and effort over the years, and it paid off.
In the recap here tonight, before we do close out, again, even though that the Titans, fell short of their goal of winning the meet, there were a lot of great times, qualifying times, making the WPIL Championship meet, which again will be held on the 27th and 28th of February, a Thursday and a Friday. That's a big thing for these kids. That's a big accomplishment or a big goal. So again, even though that the Titans fell short of the team, I'm sure the swimmers are very happy with their individual times, as well as their personal bests.
Well, it was a fun evening here at the Swim Center on Scott Avenue. Again, keep an eye out for the alumni swim in December. And if you happen to see this broadcast before Thursday, February 13th, come on out to see your Titans versus Fox Chapel.
Oh, that would be awesome, Dave. I'd really appreciate that. But as we all know, we just like to congratulate here now in the point in time, and to all these swimmers. Before I'd like to finish off, this is Justin Adamits is about to go in for the Titans, and he will be swimming the last 4 laps of the freestyle for our Titans.
4 laps to go here in the next to last event for the Shaler swim team.
So again, I'd like to take this time to wish everybody, if you do see or air, this video, this telecast before, February, the end of February, come down and try to cheer on our swimmers at our WPIL championships. And even next year, if you see it before next year, again, most of our home meets are held on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, even though tonight is a Monday, at 6 p.m. here at the Scott Elementary Swimming Complex.
Well, folks, that's going to do it. We're about to wrap it up here. It's been a blast bringing you Shaler swimming. We're going to close out tonight. Thanks for watching the coverage of SATV Shaler Swimming. Good night, everybody.